And so I do believe we'll have some level of vegetables in heaven. It may not be as terribly tasting as it is now.
It's gonna taste amazing. It's gonna be like you rip some chocolate spinach. Delicious.
AdventFit is a podcast that has a holistic approach to physical, spiritual, and mental well-being. In each episode, we share productive ways to live a healthier and happier lifestyle. Unlike other podcasts in this space, AdventFit gives you a comprehensive approach to fitness without the fluff for the everyday Christian. You know, I think about Cookie Monster and how Cookie Monster...
The vegetable monster, you mean?
Well, that's what I was trying to say, that they wanted to promote a healthier lifestyle, wanted to reduce obesity among children.
It should be the vegetable monster.
And so they wanted to make him stop eating cookies and start eating vegetables.
They should have done that from the beginning. To change it now would be kind of weird, but from the beginning would be good. No, vegetable broccoli.
Yeah, so
but to change analysis.
Yeah, so he or I guess C would be for carrot, I guess, for him. So
messing up my ending line right there.
Oh, you're gonna do that for your ending line?
That's what I told you.
You try something else, like maybe C is for cauliflower or something.
I can't use that either. You just take.
Well, first of all,
maybe C is for carrots.
What is a vegetable? So I went to the dictionary, and the dictionary says that a vegetable is a person having dull or merely physical existence.
Oh, that's kind of what?
A person having a dull or merely physical existence.
That's the first definition for vegetable.
All right, it says also informal is like a person whose mental and physical functions are severely impaired. And the other definition for vegetable is a usually herbaceous plant.
Herbaceous?
Yeah. Such as the cabbage, bean, or potato. Grown for an edible part that is usually eaten as part of a meal. We read about vegetables in the book of Genesis chapter 1, where God makes the world. And one of the things that God makes, obviously, is the vegetables, herbs with the yield-bearing seed.
Seeds, but if it has a seed in it, that means it's a fruit, not a vegetable. That's why they consider avocados a fruit. They consider what other things? Tomatoes a fruit.
I'm glad you brought that up there. So the word seed in the Bible is the Hebrew word for zara. It's talking about like things that can reproduce, basically.
Okay.
Like basically produce that can reproduce. So it's not talking about people, but produce that can reproduce. So vegetables can reproduce. That's how you end up having crops and all that stuff.
Oh yeah, that's why they talk about, if for us, like if we're not bearing, they don't talk about seeds. They say we're not bearing fruit, basically.
Yeah.
But they don't say we're not bearing vegetables, but
so it mentions. So the word zara is mentioned for herbs, is mentioned for the plants, and it's also mentioned for fruit trees. So it's a term that we use for multiple things. But the point is that vegetables were mentioned in the Garden of Eden as something that was there, that was created along with all the things that were growing out of the land there. Vegetables is something that we want to eat and consume.
I mean, people don't want to eat them, but they're important to eat. They're not usually
what I mean by want is like we want you.
We want you to eat it, yes, because it's very healthy for you. I mean, they can be tasty if you prepare them properly.
Yeah, I guess people are not a big fan of the vegetables, like a punishment. Like you got to eat your vegetables,
or you can become accustomed to them if you keep eating them.
I personally like eating
them raw
vegetables more than I like eating fruit when it comes to the raw stuff.
You do? But didn't you say you eat more fruits than vegetables?
I do eat more fruits than vegetables. That's because I be doing smoothies and stuff like that.
You be doing?
Be eating.
you be eating smoothies and stuff like that.
Yeah. So, but if I was looking at, but if I was gonna eat a vegetable, like I definitely prefer raw vegetables over cooked vegetables.
So what's your favorite vegetable? Like, do you prefer vegetables over fruits? That's interesting. Like,
typically speaking, yeah. I mean, I have my favorite fruits will oversede the vegetable, but as a whole, I think vegetables are more enjoyable.
Because I love eating fruits. I eat vegetables. I eat vegetables too.
You know what it is? That vegetables, a lot of times they get mushy. Like if it's not like perfect, I have a problem with fruits. Like I like my fruits and not have any bruises or anything like that. But with vegetables, it's like a rugged thing. So it's like you can eat it in any way, shape, or form for me.
Yeah.
The carrot doesn't have to be perfect as long as it's not rotten. Yeah. So my favorite vegetable to eat would be like broccoli, raw broccoli. I like that.
Yeah, broccoli's pretty good. I don't eat it raw that much, but I like broccoli. That's top tier vegetable right there.
I would say jalapenos are good for me raw.
Jalapeno is a vegetable?
What would it be? It's not a fruit.
I never consider it as like it's just like it's like in that lukewarm area, you know. Jalapenos.
Now jalapenos do have seeds, so
yeah.
But they would be a vegetable. For instance, would you consider a bell pepper a vegetable? Yes, you would.
Would you?
And they have the same type of seeds.
And they consider what potatoes are supposed to be a vegetable too. What do they consider potatoes?
But cucumbers have vegetables too. You consider that a fruit? I mean, cucumber has lots of vegetables. Cucumbers have seeds as well. You consider that a fruit?
I mean, it's a fruit, but it's like just like tomatoes. They're fruits, but like not really. So they're in that lukewarm area.
I've never been a big fan of bell peppers, but I've been enjoying those.
The small sweet ones are delicious.
Those ones are not bad. It's just like I bite into it thinking it's gonna be spicy, and it's not spicy, so I get disappointed.
Yeah. Jalapenos not that spicy though. They're
pretty good.
Yeah, I mean they're good though, but they're not super spicy.
No.
But they're good though.
So eating your vegetables is something that it would be good for you to do.
Great.
You would like to do if you want to be healthy.
Mm-hmm. It's essential for you to do if you want to be healthy. It's essential.
Now, one thing that a lot of people look at people that are plant-based, they think that people that are plant-based cannot get their protein. But one thing that's important to know is that vegetables do have a good source of protein.
Yes. You can't get all of your protein from vegetables, but they do have a good source of protein from vegetables.
I mean, the protein amount per calorie is a good bang for your buck there.
Yeah. But there was a comparison between steak and I think it was broccoli or spinach. And in order for you to get the amount of protein you get in a steak, you'd have to have so much broccoli, which would be very hard to eat. So there's a good amount of protein in vegetables, but not comparable to meat products.
Yeah, so the calorie to protein gram ratio is higher with many of the vegetables, but you're gonna have a lot of serving sizes. There. Now, is keep in mind, because when people think about vegetables, they think about green. Vegetables are not always about green things. Remember, let me read this definition again. Usually herbaceous plant. No.
Laying down. Definitely not green.
Yeah. Usually herbaceous plant such as cabbage, bean, or potato. Mm-hmm. Grown for an edible part that is usually eaten as part of a meal. So, beans are considered a vegetable. I know many people don't consider it part of the vegetable, but according to the definition, it's part of the vegetable.
But read the definition again.
Usually herbaceous plant such as cabbage, beans, or potato.
So potatoes, yes, and beans. Wow, beans. Okay, interesting.
So yeah. So for instance, you could get, so with that definition, vegetables are enough to provide all
beans,
all your protein.
Plenty of protein in beans, yes.
Yeah.
Plenty of protein in beans.
Soybean, lima bean, pinto beans.
Soy
is
a complete protein, but some beans you have to match with rice for it to become a complete protein. But soy is definitely complete protein.
Yeah, I mean, if you have a variety in your diet, you could be able to complete things. Yes. So as for
for those who are confused about complete protein, that just means it has all the amino acids in it. But that's just technical talk. But it's still important.
And for the people that are simple, just have variety in your diet.
Have variety. Definitely have variety.
If you're looking for things that are more traditionally known as vegetables, you could think about spinach, Brussels sprouts, sweet corn. Bok choy, if you ever heard of that.
Oh yeah.
Those are all good sources of protein. Mm-hmm. Another thing that vegetables are good for, not just with protein, they're also good because they are full of trace nutrients such as calcium, potassium, or vitamin D.
Yes, you get a lot of vitamins, and you get basically most of your nutrition from vegetables and fruits. You don't really get them from, let's say, dessert or I guess meat has some, but there's still some negative aspects to that as well. But you get a lot of nutrients from your vegetables. That's where you get most of the nutrients from.
Talking about nutrients is interesting because I remember one church member asked me about are we going to be eating vegetables in heaven? Because the Bible talks about like how the leaves in heaven, the leaves of the tree of life would be for the healing of the nations. and stuff like that. It's like, why would we need healing? Well, it's really talking about like building the nutrients and providing good health there. And so I do believe we'll have some level of vegetables in heaven. It may not be as terribly tasting as it is now.
It's gonna taste amazing. It's gonna be like you rip some chocolate spinach. Delicious.
Did you ever hear about the chocolate plant, the chocolate leaves? There's a leaf that when you crack and you smell it, it's supposed to smell like chocolate.
Because I know chocolate is a bean.
Yeah, but there's a leaf that is, I don't remember, and they nickname it like a chocolate leaf.
Oh, because I know there's
so you break it and you smell the leaf, it smells like chocolate.
There's some kind of chocolate tea. Maybe it's that same thing. I forgot what it's called though. Maybe it's the same thing.
It's probably made from that leaf.
Yeah, probably.
But I tasted it and I wasn't impressed.
Because you have to add sugar.
I guess so. So the other thing about vegetables is that eating vegetables can also improve your mental health.
Oh, definitely.
Now we talk about mental health quite a few times here in our podcast. Because our fitness is not just physical health, but it's also our mental health. Vegetables helps that. Let me read about this study here. In a 2020 study, it shows that people who eat a variety of vegetables and fruits tend to have reduced depression and anxiety, as well as an improved sense of optimism in life.
Yes.
Particularly represented in this study were leafy greens such as spinach, lettuce, and kale.
Kale, I love my kale. Kale salad, just massage the kale with oil.
Massage it? You massaging it? Like
I really do massage it though. Like I scrunch up with my hands, and then it makes it a little bit softer to eat, and it tastes. And I put the seasoning in it, and it's amazing.
Yeah. So kale is good. Lettuce, spinach is good. We mentioned spinach now the second time already. Spinach is. So
Popeye
a good thing.
was feeling great.
Oh yeah, he was Popeye the Sailor Man.
Yeah.
And so he didn't feel depression.
he did not feel depression.
And then also particularly we have there's another study showing that eating these vegetables raw, or barely cooked.
I mean the massage kale as well. So that's what I do.
If you have the vegetables raw, it can increase the benefit. This is especially true for vegetables like carrots and cucumbers.
I have cucumbers raw. So yeah, it's in the kale salad.
That's right. And so another benefit of vegetables.
If it's frozen, it's still raw, right? If it's frozen, it's still raw. Yeah,
it's still considered in the raw category. Yeah.
Because
you just gotta make sure it wasn't pre-cooked before they froze it.
Yeah.
But yeah, freeze vegetables is considered raw.
I just make smoothies out of those too, so that's still raw. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's another thing. If you're not a big fan of vegetables, you could put it into your smoothie, make a green smoothie.
Yeah, so I do my trusted Vitamix.
Mix that in with some fruits and make it sweet. I know some people say, "Oh, don't mix your fruits and vegetables," but there's plenty of studies that go against that.
And a salad
thing
is fruits and vegetables. Like just taking all the tomatoes. Nope.
I'm not a big fan of tomatoes, so I never like getting tomatoes in my salad.
Oh,
I mean, sometimes I eat it because health, but I don't particularly.
You don't like
it.
If you're having like a burger, you don't like tomatoes in a burger.
Well, that's fine in the burger, my veggie burger that is. But
yeah, of course.
But not in my salad.
On the burger,
some random squishy, juicy thing that comes out of nowhere.
It's delicious though.
The other thing that it can improve is your gut health. Healthy gut, healthy life, they like to say. You heard that phrase before?
I've never heard that phrase. It does not rhyme. It just sounds weird. Healthy gut, healthy.
You know why? Is because it's about fiber, right? Vegetables have lots of fiber,
yes.
And so it helps to improve your digestion.
And keeps you full. Like you won't feel hungry after eating a good amount of vegetables.
Yeah, because when you have an unhealthy gut, that really causes a lot of problems with diseases down the road.
Yeah.
And then vegetables are also good for your heart. You want to pump a good pumping heart, a healthy heart. In one of the recent studies dealing with the heart as well as the cardiovascular system, right? It said one of the most recent studies found that those who increased the portion of vegetables in their diet had reduced markers of nearly all indicators of heart disease.
Oh, that sounds good. But as a teacher, I want a lot of markers, so I need my markers.
Talk about a totally different marker.
For the giant baseboards.
Talk about a totally different marker. Heart disease is a number one killer.
Yeah. You don't
and
want
so eating your vegetables is a simple solution.
Yeah.
Simple solution. So you might be thinking that vegetables are expensive, but think about that big hospital bill and think about what kind of toll that has on your life, and it's not going to be any comparison.
But if you're smarter about your shopping, it's not going to be that expensive.
Exactly. You can be able to shop in the store and buy things in good quantity, size,
or like choose where you go. Like there's some places that are close to me are much more expensive, but if I go to ShopRite, it's cheaper for certain things.
Sure, ShopRite. Hit us up. We give you some
sponsor us, ShopRite. Sponsor us.
Yeah, because for instance, like if you buy celery that's already pre-chopped and vegetables that are pre-chopped, that's gonna be much more expensive than if you buy it like full. So you chop it yourself.
So you got to choose time or money. So time is money, but you got to choose which one you want to do.
Yeah. So people, eat your veggies is not just for kids. Just like tricks is not for kids. Wait. Tricks are not for kids.
Tricks are for kids. It's not for the rabbit.
Yeah.
Tricks are for kids.
But vegetables
are for everyone.
Are for kids and for adults and for rabbits.
Definitely for rabbits.
And so make sure you eat your veggies.
Yes.
We here at AdventFit eat our vegetables, so make sure you eat yours too.
Yes.
So you can check out the rest of our episodes on adventfit.org. And if you want to catch our social media accounts, you can catch mine on WayneJamel.com.
And you can catch me on Instagram and Twitter at Mr. Woke. That's WHOKE.
And until next time, I'm Wayne Jamel.
And I'm C. Jeffrey White. And the C is for carrot. It's the vegetable. And we'll see you next week, folks.
If you enjoyed this episode, why don't you click the like button?
And the notification bell.
Ding!
And if you really liked it, please share this episode with someone close to you.
But before you do that, subscribe to AdventFit.
Exactly.